All right, we're about to go check out Captain America: Brave New World. Hopefully, it is a good movie. Um, so I'll be back with my review. See you soon. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm DJ Token Black Guy. And for the first time, the like button, try button. So we're gonna talk about this. Just got back from seeing Captain America: Brave New World. Uh, Obviously the highly anticipated new chapter of the MCU that officially brings Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, as Captain America. We saw him in what was it, Falcon Winter Soldier, where he got kind of found his own on this official movie, starting off the new chapter in MCU. There's a lot to love about this movie, and a few things I want to critique, and we'll talk about the Red Hulk and other stuff, and what possibly down the road. We won't get into too much spoilers, if at any at all. I'll probably save that for Sunday night when we do Rob Storms Live. I know a couple of guys like Gaskar and Danny are going to see the movie tonight. I think Rob saw it today, so we'll be talking about it this weekend, more detailed breakdown. But I want to give my own personal review, my first real feelings about the movie. But we're going to start off with the positive, of course. But first thing, Anthony Mackie, does he own the shield? Is he the new Cap? In my opinion, yes. This movie, I felt he came into his own as Captain America. I don't care what the naysayers say. He is my Captain America moving out. He got the heart, the strength. He got it's a different kind of style with him and fighting, which I realized and I kind of noticed halfway through the movie. Whereas, Cap had the super serum, so he was more Bruce strength half the time, where Mackie doesn't mean that Mackie, Sam doesn't have that. So he's more calculated and more on his feet and have to figure out how to beat guys without the serum. So I like his ingenuity and stuff, and it felt kind of like a Bourne kind of thing where you use everything around you and kind of stuff. But yeah, again, he's different from Steve Rogers, but I love this. Obviously, we find out in the movie that a certain country gave him upgraded his suit. That's why he's able to do more than he's able to, which we pretty much all thought that. But the suit is fire. It really gives him a boost in what he's able to do. So, but yeah, I really feel like he came into his own and he is Captain America. I want to talk about another character I love was his new sidekick. What's his name? Juan Torres. Uh, yeah, played by Danny Ramirez. He's basically the new Falcon. I love their banter that they had back and forth. He's kind of like the new young blood. He's more of like I wouldn't say, yeah, probably a Gen Zer, I guess, where you see a lot of his back and forth with, he's big on technology, and him and Isaiah, they have their back and forth, the old school and the new school and stuff like that. And him just trying to, the way he admires Sam and how he wants to prove himself that he can be Falcon. I love their banter. It's not quite on the level of Sam and Bucky, but it's still, I really appreciate his character, and I hope we see him down the road more as Falcon, because I really like the kid. So hopefully in the future we'll see more. Speaking of Isaiah, I really liked how the movie gave us more of a focus on Isaiah Bradley. As they call him in the movie, the forgotten Captain America. I don't know the actor's name, but I really liked him. He brought that old school vibe, that old schoolness, that unk, as somebody's uncle, old school, as we call him in my where I'm from. What he goes through and how he plays a role in everything, I thought was pretty cool, and how he's basically mentoring Sam in a sense, which I really appreciate in their relationship, and how Sam has so much respect for him and how he feels he owes him. And it kind of, there's like a social aspect to his story where the government screwed him over, and how he has a what's the word I want to use, a disdain for the government, especially Thunderbolt Ross, knowing his past with the Hulk and everything and stuff like that. So yeah, I really like his story and how they focus on him, and how he was weeding to the story, and how he became a kind of a factor in the story and too. So it got really good parts. Also, another positive, they finally did some MCU connections of things that we didn't get in the past. Obviously, the Celestial, we actually had a whole thing about that, explaining what's going on with that, and that the world actually knows there's a big giant, being in the Indian Ocean. And we all know that adamantium was talked about, so I'm not a spoiler for that. So, which that's gonna lead down the road for X-Men, Wolverine. So that I'm curious to see how that's going to play a factor down the road and how we get introduced to adamantium and who's going to control that and everything. So that's a big power struggle in the movie, which we do know there's going to be a fight over that. So I don't want to do too much details on things. So I'm kind of doing a vague over talk and everything. But again, and it leans. There's certain parts that they mentioned that leads more to the cosmic side, and the end credit scene definitely, yeah, it sets things up for the future. So again, I'm not going to go into detail. We'll do a spoiler thing probably on Sunday. And then Red Hulk. I have positives and I have negatives. I Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross. He felt, and I don't know if it's because certain things happened in the movie, he felt at times very feeble to me, not as strong and like authorized and everything. Obviously he's older now, and the actor and the character. But I like the way they made him become Red Hulk. It makes sense in the story. I will say the action. We only get a few minutes of Red Hulk, but when we do, it's a banger. I will say I love the fight sequences between Falcon and Red Hulk much more than I expected. Again, I was very big on staying away from trailers and clips and everything. I wanted to go to this movie as blind as possible, to have an unbiased opinion on things and not see too much. I even like the past couple of days, I've been staying away from reviews and critic scores and everything. I've seen a few, but again, I wanted to get my own opinion. But yeah, Red Hulk scene was good. Thought a letdown was the way it ended. I was kind of let down, but the overall fight I thought was good. The way Sam fought, the way Red Hulk fought. So yeah. Now let's get more into the negative side of this movie. It had some problems, I will say. The leader, the villain. Let's start with the leader, the villain. Ah, man, didn't do it for me that much. I mean, he had this master, he was behind the scene manipulating things, but it just didn't do it for me. It's the character from the original Hulk and everything, and certain things happen to him. His master plan, I guess, makes sense, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know. If you ask me, Zemo had a better plan, honestly. But on a large scale, I get what he was doing and why he did. But I just thought the character itself, and from what I remember, what I little I know about Leader, isn't he like more bluish? And he looked like a stroll to me, honestly. He looked like a stroll, and I just thought his character was just kind of like, I don't know, because what I understand looked more like Megamind, if I remember from the comics and shows and everything. But yeah, he didn't do it much for me. I'm not saying he was terrible. It just wasn't that menacing. John Esposito character. I liked his character. He was a more minor sub villain, I guess you say. He's always a good actor. He was kind of a moving piece of the thing and everything upon it. And another thing, the reshoots. You can tell the reshoots really happen in this movie in certain spots. Obviously, lots of reshoots, and you can really tell in some scenes where it's choppy. I wouldn't say the story's offbeat, but it's not as smooth as it should be. And some of the CGI behind it, you could tell it's just he's not the person that he's originally talking to is not there. Yeah, there's one scene when he's talking to the Hulk, and I'm just like, yeah, this is definitely a reshoot. You can tell, but yeah, we all knew that was gonna be an issue in some spots, some reshoots. So, but you could tell. I felt I could tell in some spots, so that was kind of a negative. And again, back to the reshoots, CGI. Overall, I thought CGI was well, but there are some scenes that it's like, oh, that's not good. That's definitely a reshoot. A couple of the action sequences kind of fell off, and it was more of like the talking sequences that fell off. When like the background, it just like felt like they're in front of a green screen and they just didn't do a good job. And I don't know, it just that kind of took me out in those scenes, but not overall. It's not as bad as She-Hulk levels bad, but for a blockbuster like this, you would expect, more top tier visuals across the board. But it's just a problem with the reshoot. So, but to wrap things up, overall, I think it was a solid entry for the MCU to try to get things back on track. Anthony Mackie, he crushed it to me. Um, Torres, a new Falcon edition. I like him as Isaiah Bradley storyline. I loved the world building now with Adamantium. The end credit scene I thought it wasn't as oh my god wow. It talks about things that are kind of gonna come, which we kind of knew. And the Red Hulk, I thought his action were good. But the weak villains, the reshoots, the edits, some of the rough CGI, kind of it holds it back a little bit from being like great. Would I recommend this movie? Absolutely. I'm supportive of this movie. I've been supportive of this movie since we announced. I hope we all know it's not going to make money back, but I just hope word of mouth gets out and it's actually people appreciate it. I know the critic score is kind of split right now. But I thought it was fun. It was, it's more that spy thriller, which I enjoy those kind of movies. It had that kind of like who's really involved in everything, what's the big master plan and everything. But the top tier Marvel movie, not quite. If I have to get a rating, my rating, what am I going to rate it out of 10? Let's see. I'm going to give it. If I have to give it a rating, I think I would give it probably. I'm gonna be generous here. I'm gonna give it a barely. I'm gonna say 6.75, maybe a 7. Will I go to theaters again to see it? Probably not, but I will watch it again when it comes out on streaming. But I really enjoyed the movie. As we have this, determination whether the movie's good or bad or not. My boy Danny, shout out to the Road of Wisdom. Did I waste my money, my tickets, my $13 that I spent? No, I thought my $13 were well spent. I enjoyed myself, except for the person who brought a freaking baby in there and was like cooing and calling and like laughing, like doing the baby stuff the whole time. That kind of got on my nerves. But other than that, I enjoyed myself. But had my popcorn, my soda, and I sat back and enjoyed myself. Yeah, so I'm gonna say 6.75. Yeah, that's the rating I'm gonna give it. Maybe a 7. I'm gonna sit down thinking about my rating might change by Sunday, but 6.75 to 7. That's my rating. Let me know, guys, if you have seen the movie. What are your thoughts and your reviews of the movie? Did you hate it? Did you like it? Do you accept Captain America for who he is now? I do. You better get used to it. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie. Let's say I don't want to get too big into spoilers. I know a lot of people haven't seen it, so. But yeah, check us out on Sunday night, Robert Storms Live at 7 p.m. We will be talking about it. Till then, guys, I will see you when I see you. Peace.